Hello, my beautiful, wonderful, beloved soul. Beautiful soul, welcome to Celestial Oracle Codes. I'm Samuel. Thank you for coming into this collective reading. Let's go ahead and tap in. We're going to see what messages Spirit has for you, what messages want to come through for the collective at this time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. I'm like, whoa. Let's... Got two. Let's see if we can get a few more. Whoa, 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 wow. Okay. I think that's enough. I'm like, because they are flying. All right, so they're telling me, I'm hearing, oh my gosh. I can't even reach over there. I'm hearing, use the book. So we're going to get some book interpretations. So the first one that we have for the book is Infinity. So Infinity comes out. So the Infinity's message is balance. There is no need, there is no end, without a beginning. And there is no creation without chaos. Does this situation provide you with balance, or does it throw things out of balance? Are you giving to get, or vice versa? If you feel imbalanced when you focus upon the situation, your intuition is telling you that it is not right. Reassess and look again. Okay, so that's the first one coming out. So the next one that we have is Venus. So there's something about this situation. I don't know what it is, okay? But the cards are saying that there's an absence of Venus present because it's inverted. So usually this is associated with recrimination, right? And so you might be coming down on yourself for something, being too hard on yourself about something, not seeing how much joy or goodness was in this situation before, or this could just be you not seeing how much someone actually does love you. So this might be you not being real with yourself as well. What is it that you dislike about yourself is the other question that comes out for this card. Venus reminds you that love, when focused, heals all. So that's what that card is trying to tell you, okay? Remember that. All right. So the next card that comes out is Dicomio. So this is the Master Reiki healing frequency. Obviously, I use it a lot, especially on this channel, on my Reiki Master Healing channel, and on my Angel Numbers Decoded channel. So I use Dicomio for all of those because it's a Master Reiki frequency and Master Reiki symbol. So it can do all the Reiki things without us having to really do anything, right? And so masters use it a lot so that we can kind of go hands-free with the Reiki. So this also coordinates the belief that all illness within the physical body begins as an illness of the spirit. So this is really telling you to clear your spirit, okay? And clear your energy. It asks you to ponder your life path, your goals, and your desires in order to guide you in a loving, compassionate, and abundant way. Cleanse your life of unnecessary energies is the message here. If it is not for the greater good and your own good, it is not necessary. Okay. So, Raku comes up as our next one. I'm just like, whoa, 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 whoa. Raku comes up as the next one. So when Raku appears in your cards, you are being asked to consciously and subconsciously lift negative influences and energies from your life. This can be something as small as a kind word to another person or a random act of kindness each day. When you lift negativity from your life, you invite positivity to fill that space. Raku's energy is both immediate and powerful, and it calls you to shift the conscious thought of your atmosphere to positively affect change for yourself, your environment, and for those who surround you. Okay, so that is one, and the last, oh, not the last one, excuse me, we got a few more. All right, so Octagram comes out. So when this card appears, you are being asked to accept abundance in all its forms. This can mean monetary, or it can represent a wealth of friends and family in order to allow for abundance in your life. Your first need is the need to acknowledge and accept it. So ask, but also keep in mind that you shall receive. So ask and you shall receive is the message here. But also keep in mind that the asking must be done in moderation and within reason. Trust that the divine energies of the octagram will work to help invite and summon more into your life. So there's an abundance and something that you're desiring, perhaps, that you're being told to ask for. So Pisces comes out here with all water signs, let's just say this, have in common the need for security, more specifically emotional security. When Pisces appears in your reading, you're being reminded to provide yourself with emotional nurturing. Have you neglected your emotional state lately? Take time to nourish your inner child and play it and let it play. Refer to the Neptune card or the water cards for additional clarification and information. So just trust your psychic senses, really dive deep into your emotions, and release any unwanted stagnant emotions or energies that are holding you back, slowing you back, or holding you down, or making you feel uneasy or uncomfortable with and overwhelmed with your situation. Ultimately, just really nourish your inner child and play in that innocence and allow that kind of nostalgic youthfulness to come back into your life. Okay, so Libra is here, and all air signs have in common the desire for freedom, and all cardinal signs initiate. When Libra appears, balance and justice are being called to action. Does the situation require rectification? Are all areas of your environment balanced? You have the ability to bring both, including the illumination of truth to the situation. Refer to the Venus and air cards for additional clarification and information. You have the ability to bring both, including the illumination of truth to this situation. Okay? So you have the ability to bring in that balance, whatever it is. All right. So with those cards, now let's see what the Tarot has to say about this, right? So that we can see exactly what we're talking about here, because I'm like, they were like, just read from the book. And I'm like, I don't really do that. And so I didn't really get a good feel for what that is, right? So now we're going to really get a good feel for what we're talking about here, what that looks like, what's showing up in your life for this full moon reading and for this full moon energy, right? Because we're really trying to ascend into our highest timeline, our highest level of experiences, our highest truth, and our, just our highest fulfillment in this life, in this world. So what we want to do is see what's coming through today for the collective at this time, blessed by the line, and trying to present itself in your life. All right. So, because I did the whole book thing, we're going to do a way show or cherry pick to make sure that we get the guidance that best resembles what's going on here, right? So we really want to know. Okay. All right. So, beautiful. So we're going to do 12, I believe, so that I can get a good read. And then if the story elaborates or needs more to come out, then I will look into that as well. All right, so the way that this goes, right, because I have 1,000 different ways to read cards, I'll tell you guys what. So the way that this goes is I pull 12 random cards, right, and then we read them left to right, and that gives us one scenario in your life for the collective, and then we read them top to bottom, and that gives us the rest of the story. So this is a really, really cool way to, okay, I'm just gonna let you know right now. For some of you, you've got a promotion coming in. For some of you, it's a new job. For some of you, it's just new income that's coming through. For some of you, it's your gifts turning into income. For some of you, it's finally releasing whatever has been making you feel bound. For some of you, it's finally getting recognition you deserve. For some of you, it is finally feeling like you don't have to hold tight to your funds. Finally feeling like you got more than enough. And finally feeling like it's free flowing. So finally feeling like you're not being drained by whatever the situation was. For some of you, it's vindication. For some of you, it's justice coming through. For some of you, it's the release of depression. For some of you, it's releasing all of the negative, lower vibrational energies that have been kind of surrounding your life. For some of you, it's legacy wealth that's coming in. For some of you, it's attracting the right support and the things that you need. For some of you, it is mutually beneficial relationships. For some of you, it's a blessing that removes a delay that was in your life. For some of you, it is an opportunity that's coming that helps you stabilize your finances and expand your confidence. Oh, beautiful. For some of you, it's legacy wealth. For some of you, it's life finally moving faster for you. For others, it is a new nostalgic kind of love that's coming into your life, something that reminds you of a kid-like love. So somebody that brings butterflies or yeah, brings those kind of fluttery feelings to your stomach, or makes you kind of shaky, like you don't know what to say, but you love to be around them, but it's hard to talk to them because the feelings are so intense. So it gives that kind of energy. So it's, for some of you, it is just that divine kind of union, and it's true love. So this is soulmates, twin flames, divine counterparts, kingdom spouse, however, whatever it is for you, twin souls, like you can call it whatever you want. They're all the same thing. So at the end of the day, this is soulmate and twin flame are not the same thing. You can have a whole bunch of different soulmates. So soulmate is the only elusive title in there. Everything else is kind of special. Soulmate, it can be. I mean, soulmates are special, right? It's like hand in glove. So don't get it twisted. Soulmates are very special, but they're not on that level of twin flame or kingdom spouse, obviously, because they can have some missing factors. Like you can have some missing elements to the soulmate, but there are no missing elements to the twin flame or the kingdom spouse, right? And so you can have multiple soulmates, but usually you're not only going to have one twin flame or one kingdom spouse. So ultimately, you're being moved from lack-based decisions into wealth-aligned choices. That's what this is telling me. So let's get to it. All right. So Four of Pentacles lets me know that you finally feel like you can let your hair down. There's something that has recently restructured your reality or changed the way that you move in this physical world that is making you feel like divine justice is finally coming through in your life. Finally making you feel like you're being seen, making you feel like you're being heard, or making you feel like the universe is finally supplying and giving you the recognition and the accolades or the acknowledgement that you deserve, that is leading you to new beginnings and just attracting new material experiences and a brand new lease on life into your life and into your world. Ultimately, this is after a whole lot of sleepless nights, depression, riddled with thoughts, overwhelming feelings, and negative internal dialogues and attachment to old narratives and old outcomes that didn't serve you, leading to heartbreak or things, or maybe these sleepless nights and staying up all night and not being able to get things off of your mind and not being able to get track of your thoughts or control the way that the narrative in your mind is going. All of that can be due to heartbreak that has come from multiple situations, multiple heartbreaks, multiple people stealing your peace of mind, stealing your time, stealing even material possessions for some of you. Some of them creating contracts, betrayal, deceitfulness, spreading rumors, spreading lies, weighing you down with burdens, weighing you down with responsibilities that weren't yours, making you feel insignificant, making you feel unworthy, making you feel like you didn't belong for some of you, making you feel incapable for others, making you feel like you had to be perfect for others, and making you feel insignificant for others. So this is a lot of negative, low vibrational energies, people, toxic situations, and things that just didn't serve you, left you feeling in this depressed state, left you feeling, in some situations, unworthy, even though you were always worthy. You were always worthy. And 1010 energy shows us that you're coming into this new. So this is a reset. This is a resetting your finances. This is a resetting your approach to the material world. This is a reset to the way that you create your reality. This is a reset to the approach of the way that you look at your life optimistically, positively, seeing that things are working out in your favor. Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Wands showing that there's some kind of new beginning or a gift that's coming into your life that is a true blessing. So this isn't like the Ace of Wands gift. This is a tangible Pentacles gift. So this means that this could be a new job, this could be a promotion, this could be just a new influx in your financial sector or in your material gain or in your money. This could also be gifts. This could be just new finances or new investments that are coming through, and ultimately you being recognized for the same. So this after all of this heartache, all of this overwhelm, you are coming into a new season of excess, a new season of financial abundance and clearing that is ultimately, um, this could be a windfall that comes into your life, but this is probably a stability, something that you've been building into, that you are getting recognition for, or that is becoming a new beginning for you that is going to evolve into this stability, security, and this legacy wealth that ultimately leaves you in a way that leaves you making moves, right? So you're not afraid. You definitely aren't waiting anymore. This is, I'm not waiting anymore. I finally know exactly what I want to do. I have all of the tools that I need. I know that everything that I need is within me, and I know exactly how I need to move forward to get this energy moving in my life, to get the recognition that I so deeply deserve, and to finally feel like I'm getting the kind of life that I want in my life. To renew that sense of childlike wonder and curiosity and moving through life with that nostalgia and that youthful innocence of just experiencing things through experiencing them and doing things that light you up just because you love them for the experience, doing things out of the kindness of your heart to see others smile is also the energy that comes through here, and that's what's propelling you so fast. It's this emotional harmony, this conscious decision to feel good in everything that you do that is truly starting to create this flow and this velocity, this new trajectory in your life that is just really moving things fast for you. Even if you can't see it yet, things are moving behind the scenes, moving you into a new relationship that is mutually beneficial and ultimately will be your wish fulfillment when it comes to the love of your life. So this is definitely some of you guys meeting the love of your life, the love interest that you have been wanting or interested in this whole time is coming into your life. Someone that you have had your eyes on, or someone that you dated as a child might be coming back into your life, or not a child, but you know, when you were younger, might be coming back into your life, or it could just be a new relationship that makes you feel youthful and really does bring back those butterflies and make you feel like kid-like, you know what I mean? Like finally seeing, you know, the one after all these years. So this definitely has some Cinderella vibes to it, you know what I mean? If Cinderella, okay, let's say this, Cinderella ever sat in front of me and was like, I need a reading, I feel like her cards would look like this. I feel like her cards would look like this. You know what I mean? From the Four of Pentacles to, you know, maybe you don't know how to hold on to money, or someone stole your money, right? With these swords coming out, and maybe you don't feel like you had divine justice, and you have always been acknowledged for things that you do, maybe by your dad, but not by everyone. So a time of acknowledgement is coming, right? When people are going to notice they're at that ball, it's going to seem like a blessing coming to your life because it's going to come out of nowhere, and it's going to be the seed that equals more financial flow and happiness in your life. This comes after much depression, much grief, and many people tried to overwhelm her with thoughts and create this Ten of Swords energy where she was completely depressed and unhappy with her world, but ultimately that opened her up to a new world of abundance after she stopped, right, holding herself hostage and actually took matters into her own hands, right? Made the dress, did all the things, got ready for the ball, was ready for everything to go, and then runs into whatever the situation was with this sword energy that led to this youthful energy with the prince, that led to things moving fast, which led to this new relationship, which led to this happy matrimony and the happily ever after at the end. So that, you know what I mean? Like, they played out just like Cinderella, you guys. And so it just shows me that if your life was a tale of horrors, your life is about to become a fairy tale. That's what that means. That's what that means, you guys. It means your life is about to become a fairy tale. So a financial reset is happening here. Yeah, a financial reset is happening so you can build from wisdom and not fear. That's what that is. So you can move and trust your movements. You're becoming more visible to people who are meant to support, pay, hire, book, or invest in you. That's what this means. That's what this means. You're becoming more visible to people who are meant to pay you, invest in you, start this legacy wealth with you. Stop all of this depression and these negative thoughts. Okay, so we read it. So we read it left to right, right? Now we got to read it top to bottom. Okay. So top to bottom, it shows us that you are releasing. Um, for some of you, you're just releasing your ties or your deep hold and stronghold on your material possessions, or on the way that you let your material approach to the world alienate you from your community, right? So you're getting rid of any kind of material aspect of you that might have been seen as selfish, greedy, or just anything that caused pain or suffering in your life that made you feel at odds with the emotionality of yourself, or even caused strife or caused conflicted thoughts within you. And you're replacing these conflicted thoughts that you used to have about material wealth or the resources that you have with harmonious feelings. So you are starting to consciously feel right about the way that your finances are going, your money, and the way that your life is going. And ultimately, that has brought in a new divine justice for you that is ending all of the depression and starting and ending you looking for things to go wrong, right? So you're no longer aligned with things going wrong in your life. You're no longer looking for things that can trip you up or make you feel like things aren't working out for you. And that is sending you on a new trajectory. It's starting to make things flow and go in your life, which is actually bringing you full force, fast speed ahead into this acknowledgement, this kind of opportunity that is coming to you to help you to truly bring you the recognition, right? Like I said, this is an opportunity that's coming that helps you stabilize your finances and expands your confidence, right? And so you're about to see proof of this, and it's coming in this Ten of Pentacles energy, like I said. So this is the acknowledgement, and this is people becoming aware of you. So this is you becoming more visible to people who are meant to support, pay, hire, book, or invest in you, honestly. And that investment turns into this legacy of wealth, right? From the acknowledgement. And then it leads to these balanced choices, excuse me, the lovers, these balanced choices, this alignment, these true choices that ultimately lead to this new blessing unfolding in your life, okay? This a new blessing unfolding in your life, which is like the seed of this legacy and of all of these new aspects coming into your life. But ultimately, it is the beginning of you releasing the self-limiting beliefs and the constraints that you put on yourself, making it feel like if you move this way or if you move that way, you'll lose money. Or right, if you move this way, if you move that way, you'll lose money, or an investment, or it's going to lead to your sorrow, or it's going to lead to some unjust action happening, or it's going to lead to more depression in your life, or it's going to lead to something not turning out right. Well, you're releasing all that. You're letting all of that go. And that's what this is saying. This plus this Six of Cups and Six of Wands energy is showing that you're going to get the recognition that's going to lead you to have the right harmonious feelings about the situation that is going to ease you up and allow you to release those self-limiting beliefs and anything that's standing in the way, holding you, stopping you, or holding you back from this new aligned relationship. This can be a mutually beneficial relationship, a business partnership, a new collaboration, an investment partnership. This can be an investment choice or some harmonious choice that leaves you emotionally fulfilled. So this can be a romantic partnership or a relationship as well, but it can also be intuitive, creative, or a business. So it can be any kind of soul aligned partnership or relationship that leaves you emotionally fulfilled and harmonious in your life. And so this is a beautiful and powerful message. I really wanted to know what those cards were trying to say in the beginning, but that's what they're saying. Don't derail the progress to this, right? By being unbalanced, by being all off in your head, and by not really paying attention to those first cards that book was really trying to convey to you. So this is a really beautiful message. We're going to go ahead and get a couple of sovereign stability, right? Stability index cards. And then from the index cards, we'll get those actions that you could probably take that will truly, truly see you on your way. See you moving in a way that ultimately leaves you empowered and not full of yourself, but sure of yourself. Leaves you empowered and sure of yourself, sure of the moves you're making, sure of the thoughts you're having, sure of the way that things are going, right? And even if you're not sure, I'm hearing, even if you're not sure, it doesn't matter if you're not sure because things are going your way. That's what I'm hearing, you guys. I'm hearing, don't worry about how it looks things are going, and release the how is what I'm hearing. Release the how, about how it comes in your life, how it manifests, who's going to be there, how it will, all the things, right? Even that leads to like depressive thoughts because it's like you're trying to figure this out. Oh, you're just trying to make sense of things that does not make a difference in the long run, right? Because divine right timing means it's going to work out in the right time for you. And even if you don't feel like it's the right time for you because you want things to go so fast, well, if you went too fast, well, maybe someone would come and take it away. Or maybe you wouldn't be ready to hold it, right? You need those energetic containers to expand so that these things can come in your life and stay in your life. Ultimately, what Sovereign Stability Index is telling you is you need to be focused less on big wins and start celebrating the small ones. Start celebrating the small wins. Start seeing every little step that you take as a major accomplishment. Every small win is a big celebration because every small step makes a big difference. Now, progress accumulates quietly, so you don't need some big grandiose explosion or celebration to let you know that we're celebrating you, right? Celebrate one minor improvement, one minor adjustment. Gratitude fuels perseverance, and motivation will compound. So you'll be more motivated, more inspired to do more things once you start celebrating the small things that you're doing today. So you are outgrowing your limits, right? Hangman in reverse, suspended person in reverse. That's this energy. So since you're outgrowing your limits, you're releasing self-imposed limitations. You're releasing the old ceilings that are dissolving, right? You're expanding your expectation. So consciously start taking small calculated risks, celebrating the small wins when they happen, and releasing any kind of perceived failure as feedback, right? There's only feedback. It's not failure. It's just feedback that's recalibrating you closer to success for the next time. So belief adjusts capacity. So really adjust your beliefs and start believing things like that. Start believing things in a more a positive capacity. The performance improves accordingly when you start being more positive about everything you're doing and how things are unfolding in your life. Releasing the outgrowing limits, or releasing the limits you're outgrowing, sorry. And the discipline is your ally. So remember to stay self-disciplined. Repetition will refine your excellence. So show up consistently. Show up for yourself. Show up in the way that you want to be seen and perceived, and show up in the way that's going to propel you forward into your destiny the way that you want and dream. Ultimately, these habits will determine your outcomes. So you're trying to really enforce and infuse those good habits in your life for predictable progress to occur, right? We want real predictable progress. We want to see exactly how this is going to go. A reputation is forming and the patterns are creating the perception. So just know your integrity is shaping your legacy. Remember that 10 of Pentacles? Well, it's the integrity. It's the integrity that brings in the accolades and the acknowledgement of the Six of Wands. It's the integrity that brings in the Ace of Pentacles. It's the integrity that brings in the 10 of Pentacles. And it's the integrity that brings in that Two of Cups and the Lovers. All of the alignment, all of the choices that you have coming that are going to be those harmonious choices equaling that Six of Cups, that harmonious childlike innocence and nostalgia with your life. Well, all of that is building in from the trust. The trust that's building steadily is what is bringing all of that in, that alignment. So your thoughts and actions are shaping your reality. Understand that. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it and do it consistently. Stay disciplined about it. Celebrate all the small wins as you go. And remember that you are outgrowing your limits. So release the fear, release the how, release the overwhelm, release the anxiety, release the attachment to the narratives of how it's supposed to be. Stay in the frequency of gratitude. Stay in the knowing of your heart, right? Where I know, like the sun is coming up, that what I'm going to get is going to come into my life. And so at the end of the day, I don't have to speculate. I don't have to relate and try and figure it out. I don't have to talk myself into it because I know. I know. And I don't have to know how, right? I know it's coming, and I know that things surprise me in the universe all the time. In fact, the more I release the attachment to how it's coming, the more they surprise me the way they show up. So self-respect is attracting this alignment. So respect yourself, respect your life, respect your progress, respect all of your gifts. Enforce your boundaries. Please enforce your boundaries, because that is what keeps you aligned. So it's not being rude and it's not being excessively over the top about what your boundaries are, but it is staying in the alignment and acknowledging, telling the truth about, hey, this is not good enough for me. This is why, and this is how I feel about that, and this is why I'm removing that from my energy. That's okay for you to say that, right? That's how we enforce our boundaries. And staying true and authentic to yourself like that is how the universe stays true and authentic to your desires and helping you to have them show up for you in an ample amount of time. All right? Or a preferred amount of time. So harmony will increase and peace will deepen as you enforce your boundaries. Do not worry, okay? If anyone, let me tell you something about karmics. When people are karmic and they are in karmic, negative, low vibrational energy, well, if you've done the healing and the shadow work and you've actually elevated yourself, then those people are going to have a problem when you have boundaries, right? Because they are still in that lower vibration, in that lower frequency, in that lower energy, and in that ignorance. It's ignorance. I'm sorry. It just is. That is a level of ignorance because they don't know how to take your boundaries and they get offended by them because they want access to you, right? They want you to keep taking their burdens. They want you to keep taking responsibility that's not theirs. They want you to keep undercutting yourself. They want you to keep having a negative view of you yourself in your life. They want you to keep seeing yourself as unworthy or less deserving than they are. They want you to feel like they have control over you or your life. They want to victimize you. They want to make you feel or like you're at odds with things. Let me see. They want to make you feel like you can't trust your decisions. They want to make it feel like you aren't aligned. They want to make you feel like you aren't going to get your legacy. They want to make you feel depressed or like misery loves company. They want to make you feel stagnating, like things aren't flowing in your life. They want to make you feel like you're lacking or scarcity based. So you have to hold on to all your resources and you have no joy in life. They want to give you depressing and overwhelming thoughts. They want to ruin your relationships. They want to keep you away from the divine justice that's yours and the real truth. They want to keep you away from your blessings. They want to keep you away from the acknowledgement and the recognition that's yours. And they want to keep you away from your harmonious happiness and fulfillment and joyful, youthful happiness. Okay? So that is why we don't allow that, right? So we don't have to show up for that and let everybody stomp all over our happiness. But what you do is you do create boundaries and then you live by them, right? And you enforce them, and anything that imposes upon them or opposes them or just completely disrespects them, well, that is a key indicator of a person, place, or thing that you need to start moving away from in a respectful way, but one way or another, removing them from your energy or your energy from their toxicity. And one way or another, that is what is going to do and be the best move for you. So you have wishes coming in, you have fulfillment coming in, you have new opportunities coming in, you have all of the investments coming in, you have legacy wealth coming in, and you have all the blessings coming in. So that means that you have the joy coming in, you have a new relationship coming in, or whatever kind of soul-aligned relationship that you're desiring, it's coming in. You can trust the alignment. You can trust your decisions as long as you have those boundaries in place and are enforcing them. Trust yourself. Trust the way that it's unfolding in your life, because you're about to see visible evidence of hidden progress and how that's going to unfold in your life. As always, I love you all, each and every one of you, unconditionally. I am Samuel, if I didn't say that. This is Celestial Oracle Codes. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. Other than that, I send you all my light, my love, and my blessings. And I will see you all in my next reading.